Hi, my name's Tom. This is my wife, Crystal, and this is my daughter, Isabel, and we're the Ide family. For about the last 10 years, I've been thinking about being part of the children's ministry, and I finally decided to take that plunge, and I went and I talked to Chuck, and he put me into Calico Street, and it's really one of the best ministries out there. I love kids, and we get to have so much fun. We get to go play Legos, and we get to do crafts. There's a skit, and we sing songs. We get to talk about God. We do a lesson. We get to pray. We even do paper airplanes. And then once we do all this stuff and we get them all wound up, we get to give them back to their parents. So, best ministry, should get involved.
Hello, my name is Anne, and I moved to Grants Pass this last September from Florence, Oregon. Growing up as a child, we used to come visit family here, and we'd visit the downtown campus, so I knew that's just where I wanted to be. I was definitely a little nervous, like I didn't know anyone moving up here, and I definitely had to put myself out there. I joined a life group right away and started to help out in ministry. It was pretty intimidating. I definitely had to just go for it and see what would happen, and I got a community really fast. It's been so nice getting to know everyone here. I help in the high school youth group with CAD. I help lead the sophomore girls. Shout out to them. They're a great group of girls, and it's been so fun getting to know them. I've definitely always loved working with high schoolers, and it was really nice to jump into something familiar, working with the high school youth group again, and just getting to be a part of that. It was really fun. I got to go to Mexico a couple weeks ago, and it was so special just getting to see the relationships build and my girls and their walk with God grow.
My name is Engelhardt, and this is my husband, Larry Boynton, and we've been coming to River Valley for almost 3 years. It took a while to get to know people, but once it was discovered that we could cook, we were asked to do a few things, and that kind of really opened doors for us. So I've been able to use my gifting of hospitality and cooking, and I also run the hospitality coffee at downtown campus. I organized that. So I've been able to use my gifting of cooking and hospitality.
When we found River Valley, the first thing I did was I asked around, how can I be of help? I met Dana Goins, Mark's wife, and she mentioned, well, let me put you in touch with somebody. So I thought, well, this is great. I'll hear from somebody maybe in a month or 2 months. Well, no, that night I got a call from Ron Dean, who is in charge of facilities here. And they had a project. They had built the church over there in Rogue River, and they couldn't get in because they couldn't get the final done. So he wanted me to go over and check and see what could be done. So I took care of that. Then I went from there to doing some small projects over at Redwood. Was able to go back over to Rogue River, put in an ADA bathroom. Also heard of a need for storage building out by the amphitheater at Redwood. And the biggest project obviously has been Sunny Valley. I was asked to draw up some as-is plans for the building. It's fun. I don't make any of this work. It's all fun.
Over the last year, I've made some decisions that really brought me back to just the fundamental parts of my faith. Questions about faith and family, finances, fear, pain, serving, fellowship, that sort of thing. And those kind of conversations, they're the kind that take place at the throne room of the universe. And God's there, and he showed up. And one of the things that God taught me was that I can trust him. Part of that trust then is in serving. So I enjoy serving in the children's ministry. I think it's brought me closer to God in my fellowship. So my encouragement is join a life group, join a ministry. They're all tremendously enjoyable.
It's been a great last couple months just getting plugged in, and I really encourage you guys to join a life group, join ministry, especially to younger people. I really invite you to just join, be a part, get out of your comfort zone. It may be scary, but the blessings that you get from it are gonna be worth it in the end. And the joys that come from serving are just so worth it. Prioritize, find what's important to you. Pray about it. Ask God what roles he'd like you to play. See where God leads you, where he wants you. Build upon the gifts that God has given you, and you're going to be blessed for it.
So in joining life groups, it really helped us build a support system. It's a little intimidating when you first go. You don't know anyone. And I'm sure there's a lot of fear and anxiety involved for some people. That fear can turn into this friendship and this support system for each other where you pray for each other. You know, someone has surgery, you provide meals. It's just a big blessing to be in a life group.
I get the biggest kick out of life group. Life group is what life is, right? We're all in different spots in our life, and I learned something from everyone in life group. Life group, some people have Bible knowledge a foot deep, some people are just scratching the surface, yet we learn something from everyone.
Another thing that's been a blessing in our life group is seeing how diverse the group is and how we have the common goal of serving Jesus, and that you see that everyone has problems in their life, with even joys in their life, and how we can uplift each other and be supportive of one another.
There's definitely people who are there for you and who want to build and get to know you, build the relationship. And it's been such a blessing getting to be a part of that, and it will be a blessing for you too.
So if you're wanting to figure out what your gifts are, or maybe you already know, go ahead and get plugged in. There is someone who can help you in each of the campuses. If you don't like one thing, you can switch to something else, and you'll be blessed. I mean, we need the help here, and your life will be enriched.
Hi, I'm Debbie Daggett. I've been part of River Valley since about 1990, and love this church, been very, very involved. Met my husband here, Steve Daggett, and we were married 17 years. He passed away about 2.5 years ago, and that was obviously a very hard time, and that was also when COVID hit. So we had COVID and grief all mixed up into one. In some ways it was good for me because I could hide in my house and just get through the grief, but in other ways it wasn't good because I couldn't get out to the people I needed to for support. So that was interesting. About a year ago, I decided it was time to go back to church. I was really feeling that pull right before Christmas last year. And I tried coming to River Valley downtown a couple of times, and I just couldn't do it. Steve is everywhere. We did everything together here. We were very, very involved. And I remember Steve saying he really liked Austin Abbott. And so I started listening online first, and I listened to him. I really enjoyed him. About November last year, I started coming. First person I see is Rachel and Tim and people I know and love, and so that was really neat. And then I got to see a smattering of people I knew, so it was kind of still home to me, but at the same time it was new, and I didn't have to tell everybody what I'd been through, or people didn't have to look at me with sadness in their eyes that I get a lot. But slowly I started feeling more and more comfortable and seeing people I knew and loved and getting to meet new people. Very friendly, very small, so you kind of see the same people all the time, and I really liked that. And then one day I just kind of started thinking, you know, it seems like they need help with sound. And I've never done sound. Steve was the sound guy, and I thought, you know, he would be really proud of me and he'd think that was really cool. So I started doing sound at the church, and I was very, very afraid because the soundboards have all these buttons and all these lights flashing and all these things happening all at once. But Ron Davis is amazing. He's the one that taught me how to do it. So I'm just really starting to grow and get back involved again. It's very important to me as a part of a church to help the church and to really be someone that really serves. I think that we all have our way of serving, and mine's usually with music and stuff. So that was the direction I went. Grief is a funny thing. It's kind of like another part of you. It's like another person inside of you, and you can't really control it. There's days where you think you're feeling okay, and then stuff just comes out. You just never know when it's going to hit you. Grief is really not something you should do totally alone. The church is a hospital. It's for hurting people. It's for grieving people. It's for sick people. And really, if you If you don't go there, you're not going to get that camaraderie, you're not going to get that support. It'll be hard, you'll cry, but at the same time you'll realize that, oh man, I'm back home. It was the best feeling ever to be back home.